Hello, Aries community. Soul Tiger is here, ready to head out another cycle of stories for all the signs. And Aries is gonna be the one leading the way, as they are the cardinal sign that helps bring in the seasons. So what is it about this courageous, energetic, impulsive, pioneering frequency that's going to come out in the story today? I'm not sure. Honestly, the vibe is this frequency is getting stuff cleaned up. Right away, I wanted clear quartz. Clear quartz was just the main one that I wanted to incorporate as the stones for this. But also, I was pulled to rose quartz, amethyst, and also a little Buddha. And the energy has been very cleaning up things, but cleaning up things, and it could be coming from the heart, things that you feel that need to be taken care of. Not just the heart, but maybe a little bit of intuition is leading the way. So let's go ahead and get started. I got 2 oracle decks. Let's go with the Talisman Oracle deck. Talking about third eyes, we have that one right there. What is it that needs to come out? Now, I've called in Aries angels, ancestors, as well as divine and universal energy to be a part of this story as guides and protectors for the positive messages to come out. All right, what needs to come out? Oh, and I believe the full moon is happening today. And we have Luna. I have feathers. I have a blooming flower. The moon in the tarot deck represents Pisces. And so fitting that we would have 2 feathers here. Pisces is a polarity of energies, as I like to describe it. One between wisdom and naiveness. Is there a balance that's coming in? Is Aries being able to be playful, but still be the person that's in charge? Blossoming into this new, what I'm hearing, it could be a personality trait, maybe a direction that this Aries wants to go in with self. This could be emotional self, emotional intelligence, feathers, angels. Aries is listening. Aries is feeling. I think this is wonderful. Cleaning out the house. When I say that, I get a picture of like cards. You know, you've held a hand for so long. Now it's time to, boom, let that hand go. Let's get some fresh stuff coming in. And what I have here is financial security. Financial security. Another blossoming flower. Also here we have these legs. Is it almost like a crustacean? Because Scorpio was a crustacean at one time that went to the desert. Or is it more of the Cancerian? Cancerian is another cardinal sign. Maybe, again, it's coming into the emotions, having a new stability in emotions, maybe a transformation, how this Aries wants to feel. Because I have also 2 circles here. That's a cycle. It's a Is there a completion of a cycle that's happening? All right. What is it else? Balancing emotions. Here we go. And I have this beautiful jellyfish here. And when you think about a jellyfish literally has to float along in the ocean with the currents. Yes, they can propel themselves, but do they have as powerful tail as a dolphin, as a whale? What about tentacles that have the muscular strength of like an octopus or a squid? No. This jellyfish kind of has to go with the flow. It can still help weave its way. It can still swim, but it has to go with the flow a lot of times where the currents take them. All right, 3 more cards. What else would like to come out? I feel like what's also being said, I'm going to bring this back, is there's emotions that are out on something. Because this financial security is really looking out like the cat's out the bag. This is what it is. And then I have divine guidance. I have a frog and I have a dragonfly. Both love to be around water. Again, we have more circles here. And then there's even the Star of David. That's what I would describe that star as right now. I don't know the other names for it. But that kind of setup, I believe, in sacred geometry, is it mimics the Earth's rotation of energy. When the Earth is rotating up, the triangle of energy is going up. But on the other side, the Earth would be rotating down. So that triangle of energy is being pointed down. It's a lot of pointing towards a completion of a cycle, going on our way in these emotions. Going on our way to what? What is this Aries going to? A blessed day. And the financial security is overlooking the balanced emotions, divine guidance, and this blessed day. Sun, moon, yin, yang, whether it's a moth, butterfly, it has to have that transformation in order to get its wings to fly. Whoa, this is turning out so beautiful already. Wow. Like I'm telling you, I felt like y'all cleaning out house. All right, one last card. One last card, and here we go. Concealment. Concealment. This one did land in a reverse position. Concealment. I don't usually read always from reverse stuff because even the balanced emotions landed like that. But for this one, for this oracle, I feel like the big cleaning out stuff is taking off the layers. And in here, it'd be the layers that this person's wearing. But I would say it's the layers that have built up over time. If you were to look, it would be layers of dust, dirt, grime, even hair. Just a lot of different stuff that hasn't been cleaned up and it's been allowed to collect layers. If you cook in your kitchen a lot and you're not avid in wiping down your cabinets, you are liable to get a buildup of, what is that? How do I describe that? It's like a film of oil. I don't know the exact terminology, but you'll get this. And then it makes it harder to scrub off. So I feel like Aries is getting to the nitty gritty of things, things that have been overlooked, things that have been concealed in other things. All right. And one more card, because that did land on this. I feel like this goes really towards the financial security expressed in it. I know concealment landed on this, but I'm reflecting on these appendages, legs, and the financial security. Because then here, I literally do have a Cancerian energy popping up. And I have more flowers. Let it go. It's time to shine. Shine bright like a diamond. Have that transformation. Have it. Because diamonds start off as pieces of coal, don't they? It's after time that a diamond gets made. Let it go. Be grounded in it. Not just in the decision that you're making for yourself and heading off like a ram. Boom, 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 boom. I'm going to get everybody with this decision. No, you don't have to do that, Aries. You could be totally grounded in the way that you emotionally feel and just be comfort with that feeling, knowing that you're acknowledging where you want to go. And that's listening to those higher up energies, that's ancestors, divine, and leading the way into this emotional happiness. What happens if I can't let it go? Because if I think about this, you can think of how a crab will hold on to something and hold on to it, and it just won't let it go, even though it has the choice to let it go. Don't forget, Aries, in this community, they, them, brothers, sisters, you do have that choice. And the choice comes with everyday work. Repeating it, that could be the positive affirmation right there for today, tomorrow, even the week. Just for today, I will let it go. Repeating that 3 times, taking a deep breath each time. And when it starts to fester, because it's going to happen again throughout our day, whether we're driving, brushing our teeth, at work, again, repeating that positive affirmation 3 times and taking those deep breaths and allowing yourself to move forward, to think about something else. Think about that goal. Think about what you want to do. Think about what you want to think about. All right. So what would like to come out for the present? Angels, ancestors. What is it? Okay, and this is what I was feeling too, with some nervousness. And now I'm getting something going on in my left ear. If the Aries in this story is worried about what others are going to say, or if that could be an influence that holds an Aries back from their willpower, those others' opinions are not greater than divine guidance. As long as it's in a positive way, a positive transformation, not withholding self or where self is going to get injured or injured others. Okay? And what I have here is the Ace of Wands, wanting to start to build that foundation in a new direction. Yes, it's in side position, but Aries, they're almost there. They almost have it ready to go, marching off. And that's under the balanced emotions and the divine guidance. Keep breathing, doing those breathing exercises, because there is a union. a union that's going to happen once all the layers of concealment are released. And the union doesn't just have to be between two people. Remember, we all have masculine and feminine energy. Fun fact for Aries, Aries frequency is a positive masculinity. There we go. I don't know why I chose to do these videos around the retrogrades. I don't speak very well around retrogrades. It's just something that goes blah, 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 a lot. But I'm more focused that we have an angel here. And it could be aligning with self, aligning with the divine a little bit more. If it's with an Aries who is wanting to align with a specific person more, then there we go. This is going to raise the emotional IQ, and you're going to be able to communicate with this other person who is dear to you. But it's again working on that concealment, seeing that blessed day, having that transformation. Because I have the wings here from the moth, butterfly, and then I have the wings of the angel. And what I look at is even the sun goes behind the wings of the angel in wings as well kind of shape. So it's a lot of this transformation getting ready to happen, Aries. It's a good buildup of energy. Whatever it is that Aries feels like is between themselves, aligning with themselves, or aligning with somebody else. This concealment, whatever's concealed, is really going to, I feel like, take that barrier away. Now I have a high priestess. And she lands in the side position. Under blessed day, under concealment, right on top of the lovers. And high priestess has the moon there. She has to do with emotional energy. And what I see is she's really looking at this blessed day. So I'm going to gear this high priestess towards this Aries in particular, to balance out the emotions, especially when you feel like you're getting wound up, focusing on your blessed day. What blessed day? I done stubbed my toe, hit every red light. My keys I lost 2 minutes before I'm supposed to be out the door. I'm late to work. What blessed day? I mean, for every reason that you find that you're having a bad day, there's another reason there that you could be having a good day. How? When everything's hitting the fan. It's all in perspective, Aries. Yes, your keys fell to the floor, but guess what? You're able to bend down and pick them up. You still have that strength. There are some people who don't. Or the fact that you have a vehicle, you can afford a vehicle. The fact that you're running late to a job where someone else just got fired yesterday. There's a lot of things that we could sit here and complain about, but there's also just as much of things that we can be thankful for. There are so many things that we have that are blessings around us. And I feel like this is what's going to happen here, because I feel like not only are they looking up at the temperance, these lovers, they're also looking up at this high priestess. So when those emotions are going right and all that jazz is just feeling like the world is just crumbling around you emotionally, get back to those blessings. And what I have that this landed on was the 9 of Cups in reverse. Again, feeling not fulfilled, but you're fulfilled. It's just a matter of perspection. You have to fill your own cups at times, Aries, And I don't feel like Aries looks for somebody else to fill their cups. I feel like they're very sufficient in filling their own cups. In a sense, because Aries are very secretive when it comes to their emotions. They can put on a really good mask. It's hard to read an Aries sometimes on what's really going on. And what I have land under divine guidance on the Nine of Cups, High Priestess, and that Ace of Wands is the Two of Swords in upright. And it landed face down to where Aries doesn't see that this right here affects how they feel, the blocks that they're putting up. And I feel divine guidance. And again, reflecting on the blessed day is going to help this transformation for Aries. Yes, we have one side of things. Yes, we have another side of things. But if you take off the blindfold, you're able to see more. Not everything is always in black and white. And if somebody does only see in black and white, then I would say there's tons of different shades of black and different shades of white. You can still make a beautiful picture. Bob Ross done did it. Look it up. All right. So, what else needs to come out for the present? Something else that we don't see and affects the Ace of Wands going off in that new direction. And what I have here, this Ten of Swords in reverse. Getting out of those thoughts. Clearing things out, I would say putting the defensive thoughts down. Because I don't feel like Aries is going to where they're the villain, but it's a lot of defense still. If you see a ram, when a ram has a mission to head forward into something, it's all out. It's all out. And when that ram has made up its mind, it goes all out. I confuse Aries a lot of times with a fixed sign because of how fixed you can get. And it's funny because also you can get so fixed and it could be from one extreme or the other extreme. Again, there's not opening up to that middle of variables. All right, I'm hearing last card. Last card for the present for Aries. What would like to come? Last two cards. All right. Here we have the Queen of Cups, Two of Swords that she lands on, and the Nine of Cups. And this Queen of Cups is in reverse. I believe Queen of Cups represents Scorpio energy. What does Scorpio energy represent? Transformation. It has to do a lot with the thoughts and how the thoughts can affect the emotions or the emotions can affect the thoughts. But what isn't seen that lands on the High Priestess and the Lovers is the Judgment. And this can go in a few different ways. And before I want to head off in a direction, I do want a clarity card. I want a more specific. I know I said one card. It gave me two. Now I'm going for a third. Amazingly, I've been seeing a lot of threes. I have 3 candles here. And if I look at it, I have 1, 2, 3 cards that have circles in their images. And what I get with that is like baseball. 3 strikes, you're out. 3 strikes, you're out. All right. Can I get a clarity card for this judgment, please? Clarity card. There we are. Okay. Judgment's out in the direction that you want to head in. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. Things can be different. The day is much brighter than what I first thought it was because I stubbed my toe, because stuff just wasn't working out right. Just like you can have judgment where you can be done with something, you can have judgment where you keep dealing with something. And this is just a transformation. Big transformation Aries needs to have into those thoughts and the emotions. Balancing out those. Because if you think about it, Scorpio is also a fixed sign. So Aries could have been fixed in certain ways that they felt, certain ways that they thought for the longest time. And when Scorpio starts to get out of this kind of thing, not even Scorpio, I should just say a person in general. When a person in general has a shift from one side to another, and when it's thoughts, when it's emotions expressed towards self, emotions expressed towards self. Say that 10 times fast. I'm probably going to edit this out. Okay. So when it's emotions expressed toward self, and it's been one way, it's hard to create that shift and get it to go to the other way. Sometimes because we live in a world where stuff is so instantaneous, it's hard to not play the waiting game, but to be the tortoise in the race. And this is what this is. The tortoise won. The hare didn't. This is something that's going to take time. Just like building a house takes time, especially if you want things done to where it's going to last. It's going to take time. Being patient with yourself. And what I have here is an Empress in reverse. And she's going to be a part of this block. Empress, and we already had the High Priestess come out. Yeah, and now we have the Empress. And then Empress comes after that High Priestess. Empress represents fertility. What is it that you're not feeling fertile about? It has this Aries hung up. How do I head off in the direction I need to go in? The passionate direction, because I'm drawn to the red between both the images. What I noticed too is there's a lot of feminine energy here. And I had done a story for myself yesterday, and a lot of feminine energy came out in the deck that I was using because it was a goddess deck. And it really got me questioning if for this cycle, for the signs in general, is bringing out some more of these feminine traits. Yes, Aries, you're a positive masculine energy, but you also got to be aligned with the feminine energy as well to balance out. Because having too much of one thing could be overwhelming. So, could it be that instead of being crude, having some mercy, instead of going head first into something, maybe having some acceptance? If this Aries wants to find balance, they're going to have to look at the other side of the coin. And that I'm being told to express from the ancestors. That was not my tidbit. What else wants to come out? Good lordy wody. For the block, we have two of them. I have Judgment in the side position, lands on the Queen of Cups in reverse, Nine of Cups in reverse, and then I have the Hermit. And the Hermit is going almost to headed towards the reverse position. Judgment's almost there. It's almost in upright. And what I feel is Aries in this story is getting glimpse of bringing in that nice thoughts for themselves. They're bringing in the glimpse. But because the journey feels so much by themselves, it has been hard to navigate. That's what I'm getting, because these are both headed off into the direction of almost the Queen. Looking up at this Queen, at this Nine of Cups, or even towards this block here. What else would like to come out for the block, for the Aries community? All right, let's get one going here. All right. What else would like to come out for the block? Okay. I have a Four of Swords. And then I have a Wheel of Fortune. It's the thoughts that bound this Aries from weaving the web that is going to produce more for them. Whether it's more in happiness, more in emotional stability, more in nurturing. Because yes, spiders are icky animals and their webs are not always the fun to touch, but that is the spider's livelihood. If the spider can weave its web in the best place, then it will find abundance of food. If it can't weave its web in the best place, then it's not going to get as much nutrients coming in its way. So that goes with thoughts. Our inner thoughts are going to go into our outer output. And what Aries don't see that lands onto their Wheel of Fortune, the Hangman, the Ten of Swords, and that Ace of Wands. We have a Seven of Swords. Now, I want to say what I'm hearing is monsters of the past. That's what I'm hearing. It's not always somebody else that affects Aries. I feel like Aries has affected themselves a lot. Monsters of the past could be the harsh routine that Aries has had already thought of themselves. And this is really, really, really hard for them to move past these thoughts. And again, there was the mention of Aries being worried about what others would say. But I'm feeling like it's not particularly what others will say that will affect Aries. It's the way that Aries is going to translate it in their own mind to take them down, affect them in not a positive way. Anything else want to come out for the block? Ten of Coins, inside position. Almost to here. And remember how we talked about people and how what they say themselves could not be the issue, but it's how it's translated inside. And that's what I'm focused on. And this card lands in the side position right on the Fool. I feel like this is what holds up Aries transformation. Then I have a Knight of Wands that lands on the Hermit side position. Headed off like a ram does. I will say that. Remember I told you rams will be on one extreme and boom, boom. They don't realize they don't have to go and keep hitting their head on this vehicle that's trying to pass by. This vehicle's not trying to do anything to them. They're just trying to get by on the road. But the way Aries perceives it, or that ram perceives it at the time, is that it's a threat and that I need to keep doing this until I eliminate that threat. That can be a natural reaction when we're dealing with emotions, especially because there's a lot of us who did not grow up in households that had very high or balanced emotional intelligence. So when you got a fire sign or a frequency that is natural to be in one extreme or the other, when they start to really head off, that's okay. It's learning how to work with that, because we all have the power to understand ourselves and to work a little bit better with ourselves. Have that mercy on ourselves. All right, I'm hearing one more card. All right, what is the last card that would like to come out for the block for the Aries community? And it's the World. I have the World land in reverse on the Judgment that's in reverse, the Fool, and the Ten of Coins. For an Aries that's not dealing with somebody, that is single or on their own, I would say there is the fear that they're not going to harmonize with themselves, that they would never see themselves in a light that is, I would say, blessed, that is fruitful, that is something that is whole within self. If it's for an Aries in a situation with another person, place, thing, it's that they don't see what I'm being told is a perfect alignment, a perfect harmony with whatever they're trying to be matched with, working with. But the whole thing here, there is so many of these beautiful cards. And what I'm hearing to say is being blessed is all in perspective. We can have harmony within ourselves when the world is going awry. And you see it every day. We have all these apps where people are acting out. You can still have that harmony within. You can still get a relationship, a situation to have harmony. It just all depends on what you focus on. If you focus on everything that makes you angry, then there's no harmony. You don't see it. If you focus on the things that have you there, the things that drive you, the things that light your passion, then you're going to see how much more blessed you are to have this. And that can be hard at times. That can be very hard at times. But if it all just came down to thoughts and learning how to work with yourself and your emotions, then wouldn't somebody want to be able to to level up, to evolve, to be able to be more happy? if all it took was shifting the thoughts a little. All right. That, again, it takes work. It takes a lot of work, Aries. So let's go ahead. I have the Shamanic healing cards. Did y'all see what's back there? Who is it? It's a raven. Ravens represent a vision sight that can see into both worlds. External, internal. This is very fitting. Let's go ahead and see what's going on here. Shamanic healing cards. Divine and universal energy. I have this deck here. What is it that needs to come out? What needs to come out? We have more birds. Past, present, and future. What is it in the past, present, and future? Here we are. Stripping the illusion or illusions that are in that past, present, and future. So number 4 for past, present, future, 27 for stripping illusions. And then I have 10 burdens. The burden is the concealment. I really feel that the burden is the concealment, and that's what's between the two energies that need to align, whether it's the two energies in self or another energy situation that this Aries is dealing with. Stripping illusions. When we grow, we tend to see things from a different perspective. Here is something to ponder on, Aries. When you are a child, you view an adult with a lot of adoration. They're almost like your heroes. You know, as a young child, they're so tall. They can get all kinds of stuff off the top shelf. And somehow they make fun stuff appear all the time, you know? But when you get into an adolescent stage, what is your opinion about adults then? They don't know anything. I know what's best. I'm going to head off in my direction. The vision at that time is much different than the young child. Then when you get into the young adult, it starts to change. Well, since I know everything, then I know how I'm going to work life. Again, you have so many years passes by. You're in your 30s. Well, I'm starting to see that if I try and fight the current of life, it's going to knock me on my butt every time. So let me try and go with the current of life. And again, it changes in our 40s. We're going to have a lot more stuff to deal with. And all this time, through all these episodes, all these different outputs of ourselves, we are learning. We are building up resilience. Now, resilience doesn't have to encase somebody so much that they can't become anew again. So whatever it is that Aries has told themselves for many years now, it's time to let it go. It's time to start telling themselves something different, something that isn't the burden. They done put in the work. It's time to take off the concealment. Let's see what it really is. What else would like to come out for the Aries community? Been telling y'all, feminine energy. Boom. Lands on the Knight of Wands, the Hermit, the Judgment, stripping illusions, and burdens. Right here, right now, they're telling me I need to give y'all some tough love. When you're in your head, practice these 4 things. This is bringing on feminine energy, positive feminine energy. When that thought comes up that's negative, I want you to have compassion toward yourself. I want you to accept what has happened, Aries, in this story. Accept it. The past is the past. Then show yourself some kindness. You're reflecting on it. It affects you still this many years later. You care. That's a whole lot more than what's going on a lot of times elsewhere. Lastly, have some mercy. Everyone's human. We're all allowed to mess up. And we're all allowed to come back better, more healed, more aligned, more happy, more emotionally stable, more mentally stable. You are allowed to be the champ of your story. That's what's being said. You're still allowed to be that champ. All right, 2 more cards. This is getting serious here. All right. Anything else want to come out for the Aries community? Can I get 2 more cards? 2 more cards. There they are, landing on top of each other. So the one that Aries can see is home. There are those feathers again. Here comes the sun. There's also the night. Finding balance in that, into that internal home. Yes, it's going to be an uphill battle, even a struggle. But you're not alone. Look at that star. The divine guidance. Your angels, ancestors. They're there. And it's the light that helps you see how to get up that stream. Because it isn't a bunch of rocks here. Look at, you got some nice foliage here. Look at this light around here. It's that nice white color. Color of purity, color of spirituality. And then also you have the emotions right here. On top of those emotions, maybe it's time to get a little wet. To explore those emotions as you're going up this hill. All right. So, Aries community, this is gonna conclude it today. What a wonderful story for this progressive energy. Aries is one to bring in a new season, as it is the cardinal sign. But Aries is also a sign that, yes, it will go head first, but sometimes it sits back and it lets others explore first. Maybe it's not worrying about who else has already explored the limits. Okay, because what one person's limits is not going to be your limits. And that could be a generational thing. Think about the different realms and how realms can get onto different surfaces that others can't. So don't dismiss yourself, Aries, in this story because of others' limitations. Because you can definitely climb higher. Aries was also the birth of awareness. Sit with that for a little bit, Aries. Wow. I hope this story and all the positive messages really leave an Aries reflecting in how much free will they have, how much power they have to dictate their own emotional well-being, their own mental well-being, and knowing that any direction that we go in, whether it's for work, physical, emotional, mental, whatever it is, working on a new relationship, current relationship, or working on ourselves, it always takes time. And reflect on how it was the tortoise that won the race, not the hare. It's not always the fastest that get there. Thank you so much for sharing your frequency with me. And I hope y'all have a wonderful